Welcome everyone. In this video, I'll show you how we can use the chemical formula of a substance to identify the type of structure and bonding that is present. We will then apply this to an A-level chemistry past paper question. Details are in the description. Let's get started. There are three types of chemical bonding: ionic, covalent and metallic. The diagram represents the periodic table. In this diagram, the metallic elements are shown in grey. Ionic bonding occurs between metals and non-metals. It can only occur in compounds, not in elements. Remember, an element is a substance made up of only one type of atom. A compound is two or more different types of atom joined by chemical bonds. Covalent bonds occur between non-metals. Covalent bonds can be present in elements or in compounds. Metallic bonds occur in metals and can only occur in metallic elements. There are two types of structure: giant and simple. We'll look at giant structures first of all. Atoms or ions are arranged in a regular repeating pattern. This is often referred to as a lattice. Chemical bonds exist between the atoms or ions. All solid ionic and metallic substances have a giant structure. Some covalent substances have a giant structure, and there are a few that you need to be aware of: graphite, diamond, silicon and silicon dioxide. I have seen the word macromolecular being used to describe giant covalent substances in a couple of exam questions. The diagrams here represent the lattice structures of some giant substances. On the left hand side, the diagram could represent graphite. Top centre could be an ionic lattice such as sodium chloride. Bottom centre could be silicon dioxide, and on the right hand side that could represent diamond. Next, let's look at simple structures. Molecules are present in simple structures, small groups of atoms joined by covalent bonds. Most covalent substances can be described as simple, molecular, covalent. Weak forces occur between the molecules, not chemical bonds. These diagrams represent simple molecular covalent substances in the gaseous or liquid states. You can see that the molecules are not arranged in a regular repeating pattern or lattice. Let's look at two types of formula. Empirical formula is the lowest whole number ratio of atoms or ions present in a substance. The chemical formula of a giant substance is always the empirical formula. It is not possible to give a molecular formula for a giant substance because there are no molecules present. The molecular formula shows us the number of atoms of each different type of element in one molecule of the substance. Molecular formula is sometimes the same as the empirical formula, but not always. The diagram on the left represents one molecule of methane. This has got an empirical formula of CH4 and also a molecular formula of CH4. The diagram on the right represents one molecule of ethane. This has a molecular formula of C2H6. In ethane, the lowest whole number ratio of carbon to hydrogen atoms is 1:3, so the empirical formula of ethane is CH3. Let's take a look at an exam question now. Which substance exists as a macromolecule? Cu, SiO2, P4O10 or MgO? Copper is an element. It is made up of only one type of atom. It appears on the left hand side of the periodic table and has a giant structure with metallic bonds. Oxygen and silicon are both non-metals. Covalent bonds occur between the atoms. It is one of the giant covalent substances that you need to be familiar with. Covalent bonds exist between the phosphorus and oxygen atoms. The chemical formula for a substance with a giant structure is the same as its empirical formula. However, the empirical formula for this substance would be P2O5. P4O10 is a simple molecular covalent substance. The diagram on the left shows one molecule of P4O10. The diagram at the right shows P4O10 molecules in a gaseous or liquid state. Finally, magnesium oxide is a compound. Magnesium is a metal, oxygen is a non-metal. Ionic bonds occur between the oppositely charged ions. The ions are arranged in a lattice. Magnesium oxide is giant ionic. The correct answer is B, silicon dioxide. Remember that sometimes giant covalent substances might be referred to as macromolecular. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video useful. Please post in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions. Take care and good luck with your studies.